It's time for the stories that only you care about, brought to you by the news team. Right here from Kewaskum Middle School, it's the KMS School News.
Hey there, KMS. We have an amazing episode for you today.
All of our news members work really hard every day to get the content you love to see.
In this episode, you will see the Kewaskum Middle School cheer team,
Ice fishing, trick shots, classroom expectations, and many more. Remember, KMS, we have some stories, but not all of them.
If there's something you want to put in the news, make sure you email Mr. Rudd so we can try to get it in the next episode.
Now we hope you enjoy this news episode.
Hey Crystal, what is a cheerleader's favorite cereal?
I don't know, what is a cheerleader's favorite cereal?
Cheerios.
Ha! Oh my god, that was a knee slapper.
Welcome back, KMS. We're here to tell you about the Kewaskum Middle School cheerleaders.
They started training in October to be the best they can be for the competitions.
With 4 months of training, it all leads to those 2 minutes and 30 seconds they have on the mat.
You go, girls.
These girls work really hard 3 days a week to be the best they can be before the competition.
1, 2, 3, 4. Indian fans, yell it out, shout on.
We interviewed two of the girls and one of the coaches just to see how they thought the competition would go.
We're really good at this competition because we've been doing really well at practices and we've been working really hard.
I think that this competition is going to go really well. I think we've all put in a lot of effort and hard work into this. And I think we're just going to do really good overall.
I think it'll go well. However, we have some really good teams we're competing against. So hopefully the girls go out there and do their best. And we've prepared all week and all season for this. So I think they should do well.
Girls have about 25 minutes to prepare themselves for the 2 minutes and 30 seconds they have on the mat. Let's take a look at some of their performance.
Girls had a good time at the awards and ended up getting first. Good job, girls.
And our champion in our small middle school division, please help me celebrate Kewaskum Middle School!
We interviewed 3 girls again to see how they thought the competition had gone.
The competition went really well because all of our hard work paid off and we hit every single stunt and we got first place.
I think the competition went really well and we hit pyramid that we've been working on really hard. And we got a new cheer and yeah, we just did amazing.
I think our team, we did really good at the competition. We had a few people get hurt in warm-ups, but we brought our best to the floor. And we had a few mess-ups during the routine, but I knew we did great. We hit our pyramid. Everything went very well. And when we got to the awards floor, we were all very nervous, but it went really good. We didn't think we would get first necessarily, but we did, and we were very excited. And we took like a million pictures, and it went.
The KMS cheerleaders got first place at the iCheer competition on January 22nd.
They had another competition on January 29th at Kettle Moraine Lutheran High School. They got 3rd place and did amazing.
Keep up the good work, ladies.
We hope you flip into the rest of your day with a positive attitude.
This is Carissa and Isabel with the KMS School News.
A fisherman was ice fishing when a huge fish swam past and took his bait. His adrenaline rises through the roof and there is no better feeling than getting a bite through the ice.
He fought the giant fish for about an hour, trying not to lose him. He got the behemoth up to the hole and struggled to get it through, but he did it. It was an experience he will never forget.
What is ice fishing, you might ask? Ice fishing is the practice of catching fish with lines and fish hooks or spears through an opening in the ice on a frozen body of water.
Historians aren't sure who the first people to ice fish were, but they know ice fishing dates back over 2,000 years to the native times. Ice fishing is easier than you think. Ice fishing is basically the same thing as normal fishing, but you need a couple more things to succeed. First, you need something to break the ice like an auger. Then you need a smaller ice fishing pole so it's easy to feel the bite.
And maybe tip-offs because they are a very effective way to catch bigger predator fish. An ice shanty is always nice to keep warm, but if you don't have one, make sure to bring very warm clothes. Let's head down to see some of the catches from our middle school students.
Nolan caught a 16-inch bass jigging on Smith Lake. Let's hear what he has to say.
I cut the 16-inch bass by sitting there and the rod just bent down and I just lifted up and I got a 16-inch bass.
Cassidy caught a 24-inch pike on Beechwood Lake on a tip-up. Let's hear her story.
It was the first fish we caught during the day. We saw it, we ran over to it, and I brought it up.
And remember, ice fishing can be dangerous. Don't let this be you.
That's it, KMS, for ice fishing. Thanks to Cassidy for sharing your stories.
We'll see you next time and stay warm.
And don't forget to catch some big ones.
Right now, trick shots are one of the most trending topics on social media. People use ping pong balls, solo cups, pots, pans, and basketballs to attempt to complete trick shots.
You name it, you can make a trick shot with it. Many of our students have participated in this trend and have contributed to our KMS trick shot contest. Trick shots haven't always been ping pong balls and playing cards. In the past, the name trick shot has been used to refer to pool shots that were considered impossible and required a lot of skill. Recently, trick shots have ventured off the pool table and people have moved on to more unconventional ways to show off their talents.
People spend hours completing these trick shots, but the question is it a waste of time? Let's go check out our students' trick shots for those who entered our KMS trick shot competition and ask them.
It was fun and it was something to do when I was bored after dinner. I think it took like 15 minutes for me to think about what I wanted to do. I think I had 5 different takes that I did because one of them I fell off my hoverboard.
It was about like 10 minutes. It wasn't that hard. I was just bored and then I was watching a football game, so at halftime we just did it.
Thank you to our KMS students for participating in our trick shot competition.
Remember, never give up, but make sure what you're spending your time on is worthwhile.
See you next time, KMS.
Go on to ELT Google Classroom to pick your winning trick shot.
While a teacher was doing read aloud, a kid was sleeping.
While there was a test, 2 girls were talking, and there was a kid playing on his Chromebook that he was supposed to be taking notes.
An example of a disruptive classroom.
In the history of the NFL.
Miss Hall was talking about the anchor charts and how they can help students focus.
Could be helpful for them is to always remember that we have an anchor chart of our expectations for focusing on the wall. We also can always have some individual meetings about going over some of those expectations and some of those strategies that will help students focus.
Mr. Strayer helped us understand why we need to put ourselves in other people's shoes and respect others.
So by treating everybody with respect and putting yourself in other people's shoes and just being respectful not only to the other people in your classroom but respectful to yourself by doing your work, getting things done that you need to be getting done, and just being true to who you are to be a good person down the road.
We need detailed notes to stay focused and do what the teachers emphasize. We also need to pay attention on the topics that they are teaching.
Another way to stay focused is to eliminate distractions in the classroom and focus on work that needs to be done. Another way to stay focused is to make sure that you are hydrated and get enough sleep during the night. The right amount should be somewhere between 8 to 10 hours. I'm Dylan.
I'm Jimmy. The tips that we gave you can be very helpful in real life scenarios like jobs, work, whatever you desire, and in the classroom. Now it's time to Lauren and Mia.
This is an example of the 6th grade passing period.
I'm Lauren. I'm Mia. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day today. We're going to be talking about those passing periods and what needs to change. Let's get into it.
This is another reason why we should be supervised.
There's another reason why we should be quiet during those passing times. Now let's go hear what the teachers have to say.
Mrs. Dreyer wants to thank us KMS for moving in an orderly fashion in the hallways.
In an orderly fashion.
Mrs. Dreyer is also saying that we get our materials and we are very friendly to our neighbors.
So I really truly appreciate that. One thing that I feel that we could improve upon is the volume in the hallways. There's a lot of shouting or yelling. There are just loud voices as we're going through.
Mrs. Schultz says that we need to improve our volume because we are way too loud.
Also said that this school is not a playground and we need to stop running in the halls.
Out in the hallway or running in the hallways, it's really not appropriate behavior.
Mr. Gahart is saying that something that he likes is that we use the gathering space appropriately.
Furniture pretty appropriately, which is a great thing to see. One thing that
He's also saying that our volume can be very loud after lunch.
super ridiculously loud. So I think if we could turn the volume level like from here to like down here, that'd be fantastic.
Mr. Grotenhouse said that we should be faster in the hallways so we can get to class quicker.
Mingling and socializing in the hallways. If they use their time wisely, 2 minutes is plenty of time to get from class to class.
Ms. Skelton is saying that she does like those separate passing times, but what we need to grow on is our quietness during those passing times.
To that is that sometimes there's a lot of noise in the hallway than when other classes are in session. So if I had one place that we could grow and do better in, it would be during passing time keeping our voices down.
Thank you for taking the time to know how important this is to us and to teachers. Now let's go take a look at what kids are not supposed to be doing in the hallway. Thank you KMS for listening to our video on how much this is important to us. We do not want to be supervised, so make sure just to do better in those hallways. See ya!
I can't do this anymore.
Studying can be hard.
Hey KMS, Tessa and Albert here. Welcome to Study Tips 101.
When studying, it is easy to get distracted by things like
electronics, loud noises, friends and family,
And emotions.
When you get distracted, it can cause you to get behind in class and your learning. That's why today we are going to teach you some great studying tips. Our number one studying tip is taking good notes. Taking notes isn't always students' favorite way of studying, but knowing when it's a good time in class to write down what's important will teach you how to be self-reliant. Things like highlighting, underlining, and annotating will help you be successful while taking notes.
Take notes. I think it's very important to take notes. One of my big recommendations for all students is if you see something on the board, if the teacher is taking time to put something on the board, you should probably put in your notes, especially if you don't know it.
Our second studying tip is using good learning websites. These include websites like iExcel, Quizlet, and even Google Classroom. Google Classroom. You can use slides and assignments that your teachers post to help you. Quizlet has thousands of topics that have flashcards and games to help you study your topic. iExcel is an advanced learning website that will improve your math and language arts skills in school.
Now for some little studying tips that'll help you study.
Also, things like music, repetitiveness, and good homework setting may also benefit you while studying.
That's it for studying tips. Thanks KMS. Till next time.
Disgusting. Horrific. Gross. Why does your locker even look like that? Wow.
Hey KMS, I'm Brid.
And I'm Peyton.
Today we'll be teaching you about organizational techniques and why they are important.
We need more organization in our lives because we need organized workspaces to be successful.
Ms. Hall talked about using techniques like using a planner or a checklist to keep herself organized.
Some of them that I use to help myself out are in particular checklists or planners, because that way I can always go back and I can see exactly what I should have and where I'm going to be going in my classes.
Now Ms. Hall talks about her biggest challenge with organization.
Think of the big picture that I want to get to rather than just like the little things that I need to get there. So then sometimes I skip some of the little steps and I lose the little steps.
Studies show for students being organized is particularly important since it helps them learn how to prioritize activities, set and achieve goals, and reduce stress.
Having good organizational skills also makes it easier to collaborate with others and help increase productivity and efficiency.
I am organized because it keeps me successful and I can find everything that I need.
Remember KMS, staying organized will help you be successful
and achieve your goals. I'm Braden.
And I'm Peyton.
Send it off to Charlie and Eli.
special segment for you today. Being in a sport is awesome, but being a student athlete isn't easy. There are many parts of being a student athlete. Managing your time, good grades, and being a professional and having respect in school and out of school. Let's get into it.
Addie explains to us how she manages to get her homework done before she goes to practices.
I make sure to try and get my homework done in school, and if I don't, I always get it done before class.
Mr. Gotthard explains many ways how keeping good grades is important while being a student athlete.
It's up as a student athlete. One of them is by advocating for yourself in class, so asking a lot of questions if you don't get the content. Number two is if you need to get help after school from one of your teachers, go make that effort, email them, make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful in the class. Number three is honestly just being prepared for class each day. So not asking to go to your locker every single day to go get your stuff. And being prepared for class also means being an active listener in class too.
Mr. Holupka explains to us the importance about how to be a responsible student athlete.
Someone that takes responsibility for their actions. So late to practice, not doing their best, they're owning it and not blaming others. So they never blame others, they never complain about others, they never try to pass it off to someone else. They take ownership for what they do.
Mr. Holupka also tells us how to be respectful to our teammates.
Also be very respectful. Be respectful of your teammates, because how many times have we had teammates where we might not see eye to eye on it, or students in the class that you don't see eye to eye with stuff, but you still have to work together to achieve one goal.
Now that you have a couple ways you can be a better student athlete, make sure you use these tips to improve your grades, managing your time, and having professionalism and respect. Thank you.
It's time for the teacher to student shoutouts. Jens has been an absolute rock star, buddy and mentor to our brand new student Christian. As Betty White would say, thank you for being a friend. Love's name was brought up by a new student who felt very welcomed by Love. She included him in group activities and at lunch. Lillian included a new student in activities and lunch. When we had a medical issue in our classroom, Leah was quick to get on the classroom phone and call the office for help. Audrey was super disciplined when reviewing and studying for our big unit final test. She did amazing. Gage, Kylie, Tylee, and Austin all were really accepting and helpful for our new student in our 6th grade lunch. Zach went above and beyond, welcoming and helping another student who recently joined our KMS family. Thanks, Zach, for being a true leader. Liam was the teacher for the day in social studies. He taught us about the Vietnam War and did a great job. Way to go, Liam. Leo was very respectful of the opposing side during our class debate on organic versus conventional food. Dominic helped me out by noticing I was looking for a student and volunteering to find them and return their water bottle. Thanks, Dominic. Congratulations, KMS, on being ridiculously awesome.
Welcome to Wrong Answers Only, where we give you all the wrong answers. Wrong answers only. What's your favorite color?
Mr. Gotthard.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite book?
Oh, The Grand Staircase.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite food?
Books.
Shoes. Wrong answers only. What's your favorite sport?
Kitty cats. Eating candy.
Wrong answers only. Who's your favorite teacher?
Curious George.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite song? Toilet. Yesterday.
Stupid.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite team? The Dinosaurs. Wrong answers only. Who's your favorite basketball team?
Brett Favre.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite subject?
Obviously math.
Wrong answers only. Who's your favorite author?
Mr. Druniak.
Wrong answers only. What color is your shirt?
Purple.
Wrong answers only. Who's your favorite scientist?
Nature's Touch.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite food?
George Bush is married to Lightning McQueen.
you rather be sponsored by Nike or Under Armour?
Nike.
Under Armour.
Would you rather be in the NBA or the NFL?
The NBA. Would you rather eat ketchup for a week or mustard for a week? Ketchup.
Would you rather eat cold soup or hot salad?
Cold soup. Would you rather hug a porcupine or kiss a lizard?
Kiss a lizard.
Would you rather spend the night at a graveyard or spend the night at a spooky abandoned house?
Spend a night in the graveyard.
We'd rather be at home.
Playing video games.
And here's the weather for next week. Most of the week is cloudy with possible snow showers on Wednesday and Thursday. The temperature is in the 20s and 30s.
For 6th grade, it was a close battle, but the Dream Team came out on top.
For 7th grade, the Powder Puff Girls lost their first game, but then dialed in and won. For 8th grade, the Shotafo Shooters blew out the Magical Unicorns, winning 5 out of 5 games.
Did you know the last letter added to the English alphabet was J?
Really?
Did you know the last letter added to the alphabet was J? Did you know the last letter added to the English alphabet was J?
No way.
Did you know the last letter added to the English alphabet was J?
What?
Let's go take a look at what Mr. Scott has to say about Frozen Junior.
Yeah, so our middle school musical that we're putting on here at KMS is Frozen Junior this year. So our show dates for that will be March 18th and 19th at 7 p.m. On the 18th and the 19th, it's at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And that'll be in the KHS Theater. I hope I see everyone out there. It's a great show, and our students have already started working really hard on learning their lines, choreography, and music for it.
Here's the cast of Frozen Junior. I hope you are all there at the play to support KMS.
Why does Piglet stink?
Why?
Because he hangs around with poo.
Why do we tell actors to break a leg?
Why?
Because every play has a cast.
There's a boat filled with people, but not a single person on board.
The boat is not made of wood, so no one's on a board.
No, they're all married. What gets wet while drying?
Towel.
Yep. The more of this there is, the less you see.
Money.
No, the dark.
It's time for Guess That Teacher. This teacher told us, I walked right past Steph Curry on a trail in the Glacier National Park. I've taught at Kewaskum Middle School for 20 years. 16 of those were in the old middle school building. I have a seat from Milwaukee County Stadium autographed by Paul Molitor. I'm an expert on silverware, and I have some dating back to the 1700s. Guys and girls, guess who it is?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was adding some finishing touches to one of the games I made in Scratch. I wanted to talk to you today about something I know you've been hearing a lot about, and that's just being nice to one another. I can tell you firsthand about how words and actions can affect other people. When I was about your age, I experienced years of bullying in school. The words and actions of other kids can make someone's life miserable, or they can make it better. All of us have a tremendous responsibility to lift others up and not tear them down. If you see someone being put down by someone, don't just stand by and watch it happen. I encourage you to get involved. That might mean standing up for the person right then and there, or it might mean just reporting it to an adult here at school. Often the choice is yours to make someone's day better or worse. Words have the power for good and bad. I hope you make the right decision. Have a great school year, and let's make others' lives better in whatever way we can. Thanks.
Nice to see you again, KMS. We hope you liked the news episode.
Remember, all of our news members work really hard to make the news episodes you know and love.
If you have anything exciting going on in a club, a hobby, or just something random that we don't know about, please send it to our news teamer, Mr. Rhodes, to get it into our school news.
Until next time, KMS, we hope you have a good rest of your day.
When you're in the hallway, make sure that you're responsible, respectful, and keep everything. And be safe. And put your hands Children, to your don't sides. do drugs. What's up, KMS? Today we're going to be talking to you about those passing periods. To wrap this up, KMS, we just want to say that we don't want to be supervised. What was that? Oh.
You got a sandwich. You got a sandwich.
Is that recording?
I'm sorry.
We'd rather be at home.
Grinding Fortnite.
Don't say that.